Hello everybody and welcome back to Curly One Gaming. For this video I thought we'd change it up from the limited format to constructed. So I have a standard deck here, and one idea I had to bring some kind of different construction material was to do some deck building kind of with the channel. And so I thought to try to with different ideas for decks. Sometimes it's working around like a theme, working around a single card, just trying to make stuff work, see if we can make it work or just not at all. And the one card that I wanted to go over more for this first one was Faithbound Judge. I like alternative win cons than just bringing your opponent down to zero. I like mill decks. I like all sorts of different stuff. Back in Amonkhet, I liked playing Approach to the Second Sun. And so with Faithbound Judge, it provides an alternative win con as the disturb side. It essentially, you point out which opponent, and 3 turns later, as long as it's still on the board and gaining counters, they lose the game and you'll win the game. And so, even though this is the kind of the key point of the deck, I only have 2 copies of it, just because it's a control deck to go around it. You want to keep the board clear, drain your opponent's resources, and so really having 4 I felt might be overkill, because just you might have to dig for a while, but once you hit it, you want to be at a point where you can maybe drop the creature to protect yourself, maybe stabilize the board a little, and then the key thing is to disturb it from the graveyard, which is 7 mana. So that's very late game. And so to do that, we've got kind of your classic control here. You've got some removal spells. I split it just for the first iteration between Fateful Absence and March of Otherworldly Light. Otherworldly Light, you just exile a creature, artifact, or enchantment, but you have to kind of keep hitting your land drops to maintain the ability to target your opponent's board. And you have the option to exile from hand white cards, but I don't really want to drop 2 of my cards for a single one of theirs. So the Fateful Absence is a 2, get rid of a creature or a planeswalker. The Otherworldly Light can't hit planeswalkers anyway, so this kind of covers between the 2. I included Professor of Symbology. It's just a good 2-drop, hits the board. You might be able to trade up for it. If nothing else, just trade for one of theirs, and it replaces itself with a card that you get to choose. I mean, it's not whatever card you want, but we built the sideboard with lessons here. I've got 2 environmental sciences. Just, I always felt that was pretty good. I never really felt like I need more, because I used to run Divide by Zero in a blue-white control. We can't do that anymore. Reduce to memory, get rid of a huge threat they may have, as well as Introduction to Annihilation. I don't know which one I like better. I usually use Introduction to Annihilation, but this is also good. It's I liked it against things like when Coma would see a little more play. Teachings of the Archaics. I felt 1 was fine. Sometimes with control it's just hard to even get to cast this, I feel like, so I just went with 1. And then 2 Mascot Exhibitions. If you drop the Professor later in the game, you'll be able to kind of fill your board with that. And then next we have our counter spells. Jwari, which can be a land if you need it. Negate and Test of Talents is more to protect the Sinner's Judgment side of Faithbound Judge. Some Saw It Comings. I don't see this played much anymore, but I enjoyed it when I did play Control several sets ago. And maybe it's just really not that good anymore. Maybe it never was that good. It just kind of worked well for me. A couple Faithful Mendings. I've run 4 of this in decks before, and 4 seems kind of high with it, because often I'd find myself discarding other copies of Faithful Mending, which I guess isn't a bad thing because it has flashback. But I fear we tried to, just for that kind of early game looting ability and life gain. The Celestis, help yourself ramp up to that 7 cost, and even if you need to, Devastating Mastery would take out the Celestis, but it's a mana rock and it can ramp. And if you're real desperate, you can start drawing, discarding. Went with 1 Teferi. Just if you hit it, it's great, and you can kind of try to work your way up to 7 by +1ing them. You can hit the Celestis with it and a land, and so that's kind of nice. Got your card draw here that can come back at 7 mana as well. The Wandering Emperor I've been very impressed with. It serves a lot of purpose, and with flash on it, it's just crazy. Your board wipes, 2 there. And then lands, I have, I think, 23? Yeah, 23. And then, of course, the option here with Jwari Ruins as 26 total. Get rid of my sideboard. The channel lands here, just 1 of each. Since they're legendary, I don't want to drop 1 on board and then have to drop the other and get rid of 1. We've got 2 Hall of the Storm Giants. I didn't include any of the, was it Cavern of the Dragon, the white one? I don't usually use that in my kind of control decks, but if you guys have played with it, even in control, you usually see it more in like a mono white or something that you just want like that last bit of damage, maybe in the air or something. While Hall of the Storm Giants can be very defensive, and then just start smashing down once you have complete control of the board. Some basics, and then blue-white. I did 2 Field of Ruin. I kind of would have liked to have done more, but with 3 Devastating Masteries in here, with wanting 4 white mana for that, I only went with 2. So this is kind of iteration 1 of this deck. I was thinking we'll play maybe 5 games a night, see if we need to adjust it, if it's running too slow, if it's not reactive enough, if it's not just performing well, if you just feel dead on board like every game. But yeah, I figure 5 with this, kind of talk about it as we play, see what's working, what isn't, and then adjust it for like night 2 or something like that. So we will get into some games here. I'm just on standard play for the first night because I haven't played this at all. This is my very first time. You'll see me make plenty of mistakes, and so yeah, we're starting out heavy and blue. The Wandering Emperor wants 2 white, and outside of that we have some counter spells. I'm gonna try it. This might be a mistake. We can draw in here by turn 4. That's super slow, but being on the play and being able to Jwari on turn 2 or 3 if we need to. Alright, so we got 1 white source. Let's drop it now. And the negate, instead of like 2 tests of talents, I have negate for planeswalkers. It's just a different type of protection, I guess. Drop the basic island. I'm guessing they'll activate Concealing Curtains next turn, which... Alright, they missed their land drops, that's good. Take the second white. Do I want Teferi? I don't think so. I think I'd rather have the opportunity to do one of these on their turn and leave up Jwari in case they do have a threat that I need to just counter. So with this, we'll let it resolve so that we can actually play something. Because I could counter it, and then I just have to look to counter it next turn as well. And even if they get our... Oh, okay, they got a land. I was going to say, even if they get our Faithbound Judge, we can board wipe eventually to get it back into our graveyard.
Now you've done it. That's coming off.
Get a little board presence of our own.
Do the talking.
Let's do this. We'll keep saving Otawara, sorry.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Yeah, we don't have any effects. They might though. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll let it resolve. I was thinking of disrupting it, but I think I'd rather drop to fairy here.
Slowing things down is just as delightful as speeding things up. A second here, a second there.
And now we still have counters up if we need to. And I was just double checking. So this time, let's negate it. That's what they're doing with their mana for the turn. Go here.
Guards, to me!
Let's do this main phase, actually. Oh boy. These are... I like both of these. I'm gonna go with the Celestis, I think. So I can drop a land. Okay. I don't know if it was because I was in the think tank there or what, but... I think it's just they're screwed on lands, really. Their third land was my own land that they took from me. There's game one. Honestly, it played smooth, but their deck was slow and they had mana issues, so I don't know how well we should count that one. I don't really know opening hand-wise like what I'm really looking for. Not really looking for that giant 6-drop, but Professor of Symbology is great. Got a counter spell, and then kind of 2, 3, 4. That's probably as good as we're going to get. I'll most likely be playing this turn 1. I don't have a turn 1 spell to cast, so I don't mind it coming in tapped. We are going with an aggressive deck, it looks like. So turn 2 we could foretell Doomscar. I'll probably still play Professor Symbology. It can trade with the 2/2 haste that's going to be coming out. This turn I do want to play Hall of Storm Giants no matter what, just so it doesn't come in tapped later. I'm going to grab Environmental Sciences. That way we can make sure we're going to get to our 4 white sources. They'll do that. So with this turn, I don't want to wait to maybe counter something, I don't think. I think I want to prep this. It's a little, kind of telegraphing that I'm essentially letting them come in for 5 more and I'm already at 11. Oh, that's a little rough. So yeah, now they'll be able to cast Reinforced Ronin again next turn. And unfortunately that will be the game. We'll still play it out. We know they have it, but we'll let them finish it. So yeah, it was just too aggressive to keep up with. I could have held on to saw it coming the Ronin, and then next turn I could have done both of these, I guess. That might have been enough time to help us stabilize. Oh well. I was just thinking they'd probably be putting more threats down, which they did. It's just that threat went back to hand. If we come across a situation like that, and we have a similar hand, we'll maybe try it the other way next time. So we got 2 whites and the white or blue. We've got a removal. We've got a 4/4 defender with flying. It's a keepable hand. Just try to get a second blue source for Memory Deluge by 4. Start with just the plains, then drop our blue source next turn. I'm guessing they have Expressive Iteration in here. Oh, guess not. So they might have a Jawari Disruption. We'll find out. Yeah, they do have priority. That would have been good to keep the dragon at bay, but it's alright. We missed our second blue, but they missed a land drop altogether. We can Field of Ruin one of their non-basics, but I'd really prefer to save it for, like, if they have the Hall of the Storm Giants. Especially since I only have 2 Field of Ruins. I mean, it'd get us that blue source we need, but oh well. So drop this first before I play the Celestis. That way I can keep mana up for negate. Because I'm guessing they have the unexpected, what is it, windfall? Because if they were to cast that in response to me casting this Celestis, I wouldn't be able to negate it. But now, I mean, I have 3 mana up. Okay, yeah, unexpected windfall. Let's negate that. They were kind of hurting for mana, so allowing them to draw 2 cards and get 2 treasures would be really good for them, and really bad for us. And now we'll be able to Memory Deluge with our second blue source from the Mana Rock. Never mind. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. And unfortunately, I might just have to pop the Field of Ruin next turn. I don't want to do it now, just to leave mana up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I figured Gold Span was coming. Resolve it. Attempt to kill it. Yeah, resolves. So now at end step I will Field of Ruin, I just really need to find that second blue. And really, March of Otherworldly Light can hit the Hall of the Storm Giants for 3 with the ward, paying for ward. We may do the Wandering Emperor to try to get rid of the Goldspan Dragon. Looks like they have something to say about it.
But I'm going to end it.
And that doesn't trigger the Goldspan Dragon. Wow.
I am almost sad to see you go. I'll be back. May your
So they do have
blades
something.
drop true.
We'll try to get rid of Hullbreaker. I just haven't been hitting land drops this game, unfortunately. So luckily, they don't have 7 land. Just drop the land and pass for turn. Alright, there's their 7th. So now we try to find ways to get rid of the Hullbreaker. We will take reduced memory first, if we have to get introduction to annihilation later. So they're kind of low with cards in hand. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. And this is sorcery. See what they're going to do here. Okay. I'm just going to take 7 this time. I mean, I guess maybe I should have blocked it because I might just be doing this anyway. Bounce itself. Yeah. See, now we'll have enough mana to activate March of the Brother Light on it if we need to. I think I'll take... maybe Mascot Exhibition, just keep chumping it. As opposed to keep trying to fight it. No, let's just do this for now. If we just keep delaying we can get the Faithbound, or I guess the Sinner's Judgment portion down. 8, so yeah, we can target it with March of Otherworldly Light. There's another option there. So if we attack in, they'll flash that, so we don't want to attack this turn. And then they could also bounce Faithbound Judge, or I'm sorry, Sinner's Judgment. So for now we'll pass. Just go for it now. Make them have something. And they had it. So we'll definitely chump here. And the next turn we have the option of 2 different kill spells for the Hullbreaker Horror. Just do this now. Memory Deluge first. Okay. I thought they might think we were looking for some sort of answer. Unfortunately, we can't protect the casting of the Wandering Emperor either way. Let's do Professor of Symbology. I'm going to do this now, before they get more mana up.
I hope you're ready to lose. I'm never done with good. You are not much of a roadblock.
We've lessened their cards again, at least. My turn, we will drop a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So by dropping this, we'll still have mana up for Otherworld or March of Otherworldly Light. We'll try to get some just chump blockers on the board. Alright, I got rid of one. See if they have another one. So I don't want to keep taking damage. When they die, I'll take damage too. So let's get rid of them now. Resolve all. Now get this down. The Hullbreaker Horror could have just bounced it, was why I delayed so long on it. Keep this in hand, because it can act as a removal spell if we need to. Alright.
I'm right on time.
So it's kind of an is it control deck with like the Burn Down the House and Hullbreaker Horror. Ours is azorious control. Kind of a boring matchup when you get two control decks side by side. That's game 3. Our kind of slow play and perseverance went through. And their deck seemed to do what they wanted to. I don't know, maybe they didn't get all the draw spells they were hoping for or something. But overall, I think both decks played out about like they wanted to. And it was just frustrating to me to keep having to fight the Hullbreaker that would come back and forth. It's game 4. Not a lot of lands. We're going first. I think we have to mulligan. If I had one white source, like I said, like March of Otherworldly Light, I'd be down to play this. It'd be great. A lot more lands in this one. We'll keep this one, probably just bottom of plains. We'll have a kill spell and a negate up. And start with Hall of the Storm Giants just so that it doesn't come in tapped later. I don't want to burn Fateful Absence on the Eye Twitch. They can sack it, I know, and gain a whole lot of value out of it, but I just don't want to use it on that. Use this for white to get Faithbound Judge out. So this can get rid of the Wedding Announcement, which is pretty nice. And we miss our land drop. Bottomed one, now we're really missing it. It's instant, and actually I can't even target it because I missed my land drop. We'll pass. Negate could have stopped that too. It's that's why I put negate in there. So yeah, we really don't want them having multiples. Nothing else, we can force a land draw with environmental sciences. Alright, so now it can attack. I think I have to do this still. I'd like to keep getting white for Devastating Mastery, but I want a second blue in case we get some card draw with like Memory Deluge. I'm just going to pass for now. Just chump with the Professor. And I have a kill spell up. Actually, I can March of Otherworldly Light. One of the Eye Twitches, most likely. So they can... If I March of Otherworldly Light and Eye Twitch now, they'll sack it. But let's just keep it how it is for now, I guess. Since I have to chump with my Faithbound Judge, let's use our mana. I know they'll get to draw a card. They may just choose to sack it as well. Okay. I can still do this next turn if I want to. For now, I'll drop the land. Let's just drop another Judge. We can still do this on either one of these on any of their creatures. And maybe next turn we'll hit a 4th white source for Devastating Mastery. And even if we don't, they're going to want to keep building their board. And they'll be able to return 2 targets, but right now they've got a lot going on. Yeah, that's not even legendary, that's wild. I'd prefer to March of Otherworldly Light and Eye Twitch just so that they don't get to learn from its death. I'll block with the Judge that has no counters on it. It's because now I can swing in. It's got Vigilance. Alright, so what is this? Do I do destroy target artifact or enchantment? It's neither. They must be saving it for the second part. I'm getting a little greedy, but I'm going to wait one more turn before the Devastating Mastery. Because I'm guessing they've got kill spells in there. And they can hit real hard this turn. So I think what I want to do... I was thinking the Shambling Gas, but let's just go for the biggest hitter. Okay. We get a Deluge. I'm pretty far down on life, but this, actually no, I did miss my land drop. Yeah, let's do this now. Let's get both of these. So we'll block, maybe kill something if we have to. And then wipe the board. And I gotta remember I'm going to be losing life because of the anvils as well. Try to stay alive. Oh, that's off the ability, okay. I thought it was artifact death. Okay. Well, now we're hitting all the lands. You want to make sure you get the right casting on those cards. I've done it before. I, for some reason, thought the right side was the full cost and not the, what student cost or something. Okay, he's getting just a little extra damage in. It's understandable.
Oh, it's not fair.
Aren't I the generous one?
So unfortunately, I really need to cast this turn. And if I Faithful Mend later, I'm just going to discard the 2 cards I draw. We're stuck with high cost cards over here.
I'm sure you'll miss me.
And they'll most likely learn into Mascot Exhibition, which will pretty much end the game. Oh, okay. It's a little surprising. Still, even just the 2/1/1s will hit for 2 turns. Oh, okay, yeah. This can take out the Faithbound Judge. Yeah, that's game. So even if I cast this, I'd still just go to 6 life. And then get hit for 6. So yeah, that was a loss. We just kind of got outvalued with it. We were mana screwed a little bit early. We hit it fine later on, but I don't really see a reason to add more lands right now with 23 regular lands and then 3 more with Jwari Disruption. I don't know, if I add more, it'd feel bad. But it seems keepable. We got another high cost card, but there are 3 of those in my deck. Maybe take one of those out for something smaller. Let's just go turn 1 with that. You can cast this on turn 1, but you really don't want to. Alright, drawing 2. Oh, we might have like a mirror azorious control match here. Certainly feels that way. See, I'm kind of saving this one to see what I'm going to need later. That's got a lot of value to it. Let's get rid of it. I don't really feel like we need that 4th mana like just real bad right now. So I'll play that tapped. We'll go white now that we see kind of more of what we have to play with.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Let's take out the Wandering Emperor right now. They can still use one of her abilities.
And keep watch for intruders.
Technically, we can get rid of that, I guess. But just a 2/2, I'm not going to worry too much about. So what do they have? Right now, just they'd probably discard a land and get it back. I'm not going to worry about taking out the token right now. They might have been expecting like Fading Hope with that up. So we miss our 6th land. I'm letting this play out until it gets to creature form. And then I'll do a board wipe as the plan.
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
So now I'm going to look probably to get rid of that now.
May your blade strike true.
Confirm 0, submit 0, and get rid of the token. So Devastating Mastery will take out my Celestis, but I think it's worth it. I should have tapped the Celestis since it's getting destroyed.
Wandering.
I could have at least pretended I had something. So board wipe that. We'll hang on to this. I might cast at their end step, I don't know. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah. I didn't play the land just because I could use Faithful Mending and drop it later. Unfortunately, we can't do both at the end of their turn. Man.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelmed. Guards, to me!
See if they held up a counter. Yeah, not many people play Salt Coming anymore, it seems like.
Let your blade do the talking. Show them how we greet our enemies.
Go for theirs. They'll probably block. No, they got their Foretold card lit up. Okay. Yeah, resolves. So now, do I want to drop the land to activate Hall of Storm Giants? Yeah. Seems decent enough. And then they might again have another march for the land. That would be real unfortunate, but it's something.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Yeah, they want to get rid of it. Alright.
Try not to miss me.
Go past turn.
May your blade strike true.
I didn't want to just chump my 2/2 for theirs. Assuming it can stick around and become a free 3 trade, maybe.
Feel the energy of battle. Then guide it like we must protect the
And we'll
people.
draw a card off the token, the clue token. Alright, so I have a couple things here. First, let's activate the Emperor.
Show
I'm
them
gonna
how
attack
we
in with
greet
it.
our enemies.
Either trade. Okay. Looking for a removal, most likely. I mean, they could cast it again. Okay. I think I want to play both of these, just to get some value out of the Professor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Being only at 6, I don't think I want the Mascot Exhibition. Play it this... Get rid of that. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, play it this turn. We'll take... Take a Plains. And then drop the Judge. If they Jwari it, then we'll ask them to disturb next turn. What was that? Yeah, our Celestis. I was trying to remember what was causing the danger. Oh wow.
Keep watch for intruders. Guards, to me.
Artifact, instant, or sorcery. So that wasn't going to get countered by Jin Cataxius. So now we just have to hope that we can withstand a couple of
your
turns.
Training.
Yeah, if that's what they're doing for the turn, the Wandering Emperor is gone.
Back to wandering.
I mean, they get to search for whatever card they want, pretty much out of all of the options, and gain life, but they're still just stuck at the same amount of cards. So it's good that it doesn't create card advantage, but it's bad that they dig to find the answer they need. That was it. So this is going to get countered. Oh boy. And that only does 4 damage, so get rid of that. And pass the turn.
We've got the edge of this fight.
So basically I'm looking for Doomscar. I'm very near the end anyway, so let's chump now, even though we don't have an answer. I don't have the mana to even cast Doomscar now, but we'll play it out as if we did.
Don't worry.
And we weren't going to find it.
Exciting.
I'm at 16 in the air. and I could block 5 for 20 total. And then that would get countered anyway. So, that's the game. Yeah, they dug down to that farewell, which is exactly what they needed.
I have got new moves to teach you.
No need to block. Alright. So that was our 5th game. We won 2, lost 3. One was an aggressive deck, one kind of outvalued us in this one. It was pretty close. It's just once they dropped that Jin Cataxius and then dug their way to the farewell, we didn't have a way to protect. We did grab a negate later. Huh, that's interesting. Alright, so yeah, if you want to, comment on what you would change in it, and I'll review everything and try to come back with another video tomorrow. So, thanks for watching for the night.